All right, so I want to highlight this, right? Air traffic control, Thanksgiving travel is going to be the next big story that's going to be pumping through the airwaves during this time of shutdown, right? Snap has had a temporary band aid put on it. Not a very good one, but some people are being funded. There's not going to be 100% funding for Snap, but people are going to get some funds to hopefully last through the month. I know it's not going to help everybody, but I think the media is kind of start steering away from that. And this is going to be the major focus, and that is Thanksgiving and holiday travel. If you don't know, Thanksgiving is actually, I think, like the largest day of travel in the country, right? And we now have air traffic controllers who are working for free. Essentially, they're not getting paid, and a lot of them aren't showing up for work, aren't going to want to do work. Some of them are actually looking for other jobs because right now it's hard to have a high stressful job such as air traffic controller and not get paid. Like people aren't going to do that. There's no upside to them for doing a high stressful job like this. So this is going to be the new thing. Let's cover it over real quick with the CNN article. JD Vance and Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy warned that Thursday that Americans could face disaster as Thanksgiving approaches next month, which is this article was in October 30th, without an end in sight to the government shutdown. Their comments came after Advance hosted a roundtable of aviation, travel, and union leaders at the White House, during which they aired their concerns with the current state of the industry and worked out potential temporary solutions to ease the strain on Federal Aviation Administration employees who are forced to work without pay to ensure Americans can fly safely. Two White House officials told CNN. Like, it could be a disaster. It really could be, because at one point you're talking about people have missed 3 paychecks. They missed 4 paychecks. How many of them are going to show up for work? Vance said. That's going to lead to massive delays. We want people to be able to get home for Thanksgiving. We want people to be able to travel for business. He continued. Duffy chimed in and adding, our traffic will be snarled. It will be a disaster in aviation. American Airlines CEO Robert Isom, I think that's how I say it. United Airlines CEO Scott Kirby, National Air Traffic Control Association President Nick Daniels, Teamsters President Sean O'Brien, and Federal Federation of Government Employee President Everett Kelly were among those who attended Thursday's roundtable, the official said, in addition to 9 other industry leaders. Now, we're gonna go over a little bit more of this article, but overall, it is a firm acknowledgement that yes, this is going to harm a lot of people. There's already seeing massive flight delays just around the country. This ain't working out, man. It's not working out, and because the shutdown is happening. And really, to be 100% honest, air traffic controllers aren't a job where people just get in and that's it, right? You can't really replace them. It's very, very hard. Reagan kind of did during the strikes, right? He fired a massive amount of people, but it took decades. I'm talking decades for them to recover, right? Flight wasn't the same all the way until like almost 2000s. And then, of course, flight changed after 2001. But overall, this is going to be the new talking point. And I think if the Democrats really, really want to take advantage of this, they have to seize the opportunity now, because this really is a toss up, right? Um, People are going to get very angry when flights are going to be more expensive. Flights are going to be delayed. People are going to have to take off more work for time because there's not going to be as many flights being around during this time, right? Some solution has to happen before Thanksgiving. And honestly, I think right now there's irreparable harm already. I think a lot of people aren't going to go back to work for air traffic controller, which is a shame because they're kind of like one of the major heartbeats in America. It's essentially an essential job, and it's just not there. It's not going to be happening anyway soon. Um, but I don't see Republicans budging on ACA subsidies, right? And I've gone over ACA subsidies. is pretty much essential. Premiums come out today, and it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all for people who work and are looking for some form of insurance. What can I say? So there's even some more evidence. 80% of New York area air traffic control absent because of Collins, right? That's the FAA's reporting. And duh, people just aren't going to work for free. This is super crazy, man. I don't know how else to explain it. Even the White House is worried about it. And one thing that is kind of like, how do I put this? I don't want to say it's a positive because this whole situation is not a positive, but one thing that is going to shine a lot of light into the whole shutdown is that these aren't people that are on a welfare program. These aren't people who are asking for handouts. These are hardworking Americans that want to do their job, but they can't work for free. I mean, I imagine a lot of them are just like, I guess I'll just like Uber Eats or do Lyft or something, you know what I mean? Because these people make a decent salary. They have probably pretty high bills, you know what I mean? It's not like they don't have homes. If you're an air traffic controller, you probably have a home, you probably have a decent car, you probably like spend a good amount of money on things to live with, right? So not getting paid for months on end, your credit cards are going to eventually like, max out. That's even if you could pay the bill on a credit card, which you can't for a lot of bills. So essentially you're just either gonna have to find a new way to make money or you're gonna like default on a lot of payments. That's what it is. So I don't blame air traffic controllers. I think one thing they can do, and actually I know one thing they can do, is actually put a bill to pay air traffic controllers specifically. They can make a bill, pass it, run it through House of Representatives, run it through Congress. But the one major issue is that Mike Johnson is not letting people do their job. Senate just went on recess again. The House of Representatives went on recess again until I think like November 9th or something like that. So yeah, I don't they can't pass anything if no one's there. So the damage is gonna keep building and building and building. Is it because they just don't want to swear in Arizona state representative because they're afraid of the Epstein files, or is it some other reason why they won't hold a session? Who knows? But one thing I do know is that this will have a major impact on not only like commercial flights, but you got to understand too, shipping comes through the air as well. Shipping is going to take a major hit. Oh, if you ever look at any airport, there's always a section for shipping. So you got like FedEx, UPS, USPS, uh, just coming in with packages and things like that. So if they're not allowed to fly really because there's no air traffic control, people are going to have to pay on that end as well. Overall, I don't know what they do. I think the Dems really should be like, we need to come to Congress and fund these people. Or, Republicans could fund ACA. I don't know. They probably aren't going to do that. They're really steadfast in not doing that. They want to like extend it to a later date, which would maybe make another shutdown. Who knows, man? People need some assurances now. So that's what it is. It's kind of I think the Democrats look at it like as eat your veggies now type of deal. But this is spiraling into madness almost.